right here. It's a very tough time in the war effort as the president makes this decision. Let's take a closer look now and have a conversation. Joe Sestak is a member of the House. He's a Democrat. He is running for the United States Senate. He also happens to be a retired three-star admiral. Excuse me, sir, for tossing in front of you. The highest-ranking military officer ever elected to either branch of Congress. Let me ask you a simple question before I go to the map. In your view, can this general keep this command?
He can, if the president believes that he's necessary for the success of this mission. And that's what he's going to have to make his decision upon.
Let's zoom in and look at the mission. As you see it play out, the green dots are the major stations for U.S. and other coalition troops. But this is largely, they call it a coalition effort. This is a U.S. military effort in Afghanistan right now, almost exclusively. You see the June deaths. They're going up. 38 U.S. deaths, 68 coalitions. Why is there a stall in Afghanistan right now? What's the problem?
Well, the real issue for it, and I think at times we tend to forget, the speech that the president made a year ago in March, he actually said it's really about Pakistan, not Afghanistan. Secretary Gates in a closed hearing said part of the reason we have this, and a major reason an increase in these troops, is to help seal this border, so that as Pakistan goes from south to north Waziristan, and after the Al-Qaeda up there, they will feel as though they're in a partnership for us, because the challenge is not Afghanistan, it's Al-Qaeda and the safe haven there.
But when you read this article, General McChrystal, is he just venting steam? Do you see major personality issues? Or more importantly, do you see a policy disagreement with the civilians, whether it's Ambassador Eikenberry or President Obama or someone in between? Is there a major policy clash that you see right now that is a fundamental problem?
First off, he broke a military code. You go into a commander's-in-chief's room, and if you disagree, you keep it there. And that means the same for the men and women who work for you. You don't go out and say, I don't like the cut of his jib. That said, the general has, by and large, the policy support that by the president. There are some personality conflicts going on up there. People know that. But generals should be able to rise well above that. General Eisenhower did it with General Montgomery as we went into Normandy. So the issue is not the policy difference. This general's been over there fighting both in Iraq and this war. It gets pretty tough at times, and there's some venting that shouldn't have been done. It's cause for dismissal without a question. But this president, this commander-in-chief who supported this policy that this general wanted, has to make his decision. Do we need him to be successful for the mission here? So if he keeps him, I think without a question the general's going to keep his mouth shut. But that's the decision he has to make. Well, there's still a chance that this strategy of the president can work for our security.
And if he replaces him, how much drift? How long would the drift be? Even if you found a fine commander to come in as soon as possible, how much drift would there be?
I think there'll be a step that would be missed, because Kandahar, as you know, we're going into this offensive right here. And it's a very important moment. There are other generals that I knew, General Mattis, for example, that could step in. But this is also a general who actually has changed the tables over there, where the men and women know that they've been asked not just to think about taking down an adversary, but winning the hearts and minds of those who are here. And I think the general has, by and large, the right strategy. The question is it necessary to be successful to keep him there today? Look, other things have happened that have been worse. You remember they reading about General MacArthur. He circled over Guam and stayed up in the air until Truman actually landed, so the president would have to greet MacArthur. But the general was wrong in what he did. This is all about, however, is this strategy going to help us destroy Al-Qaeda?
Congressman Sestak, appreciate your time tonight. We'll keep in touch as this goes forward. When we come back, today's most important person you don't know just lost his job because of this McChrystal story. And on my radar tonight, there's a big runoff election in South Carolina.